Well, welcome back to Who the F**k, the show that aims to take a deep dive into some of the acts performing across festival season 2021. In today's episode, we're looking at the incredible Biffy Clyro, newly added to the lineup in lieu of Queens of the Stone Age not being able to make it over to the UK for festival season 2021. They're, I don't know how you describe them, they're just a big old rock band, aren't they? That's what I would say. They're just massively iconic in this country and a really important part of what we do. That being said, if you've never heard of them before, hopefully this video will help answer the question. Who the f*** are Biffy Clyro?
If we don't know where we belong, it'll make no...
Simon, James and Ben are the three members that make up Biffy Clyro. They're from Kilmarnock in East Ayrshire, Scotland. Genre-wise, they've been described as alternative rock, progressive rock, alternative metal, post-hardcore, I don't know, like indie rock, pop rock, epic stadium rock. Like, they just rock through and through. They remind me of those bands like the big rock acts like Metallica, Rage Against the Machine, Nirvana, Foo Fighters, 9 Inch Nails. Okay, maybe that last one is maybe, but we'll come back to them in a minute. The band formed and started playing songs together in 1995 under the guise of Screwfish. In 1999, the band released their first single, In Name. In Name? In Name.
I'm over.
In June 2000, the band would release their debut EP, The Kids Who Pop Today Will Rock Tomorrow, all one word, which featured the records 57 and Just Boy, which would go on to feature on the band's debut album. In April 2001, the band released the single 27. The first single taken from the band's upcoming debut album titled Blackened Sky, which was released in March 2002. In 2001, they would join the Kerrang tour alongside Sunna and Hell is for Heroes. They released their second album, The Vertigo of Bliss, in June 2003. After finishing their tour for Vertigo of Bliss, the band would go to the Mono Valley Studio in Monmouth, Wales to record their third album. Mono Valley Studio is an iconic studio, originally a rehearsal space called Rockfield Studios, used by people like Pulp, Tom Jones, Stereophonics, Queen, Rush, Black Sabbath, Ozzy Osbourne, Twin Peaks, Funeral for a Friend, Laura Marling, Oasis. So many people are like, it's actually like the single cover of, is it Champagne Supernova? Supersonic. The BBC also did a documentary about Rockfield. You should go and watch it. I'm told it's very, very good. 2 singles were released before the album on August 9th and September 20th. Glitter and Trauma and My Recovery Injection, with the former being a staple of any Biffy set.
You're human, strong.
A digital download was released in May 2004 for the record There's No Such Thing as a Jaggy Snake, which is also a staple for the band. The band released their third studio album, Infinityland, in October 2004, and it's really the start of where the Biffy that we know today come from. Obviously, the first early stuff is important, of course it is, but the band that we've come to love come from that time. And briefly, in 2005, Simon released a record, Rubber Lover, which was a side project called Mama Juke Juke. In 2006, they would leave Beggars Banquet and signed a deal with 14th Floor, an offshoot of Warner Music. Other 14th Floor artists include people like Damien Rice, Birdie and the Wombats. In September of that year, they went to Canada to record their 4th album. We've jumped through music quickly here and where the middle bit's the exciting part for me. The band released the single Semi-Mental in December, followed up by the first record I came across, the monstrous Saturday Super House.
Look out, kid, 'cause here it comes.
In June of 2007, Biffy released their newest and 4th album, Puzzles. The album went to gold, selling over 220,000 copies in the UK alone and 300,000 copies worldwide. The artwork for Puzzle and its subsequent singles were designed by Storm Thorngren, most notably known for like loads of amazing artwork from Led Zeppelin and Muse and all sorts, but the most famous of his obviously being Pink Floyd's Dark Side of the Moon, amongst many, 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 many more. The band would also go on to be the support act for Muse at Wembley Stadium, The Who, Red Hot Chili Peppers, and the Rolling Stones, Queens of the Stone Age, Linkin Park and Bon Jovi, as well as many, many, many others. Other standouts from this album include records Machines, Who's Got a Match, and in the insanely technical Living is a Problem Because Everything Dies.
I pray to God that you're right before my eyes, babe.
And probably, I don't know, that's got to be like my, what's my, it's up there as one of my favourite records, that. It's a monster. Dun, 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 dun. In 2008, the band would release their first record from their upcoming 5th studio album, the anthemic Mountains.
I am a mountain, I am the sea. You can't take that.
Which would go on to be the band's first top 10 hit in the UK, reaching number 5. In July of 2009, a year after the release of Mountains, Kerrang reported the band were filming a video for the second single taken from the album, That Golden Rule, which got its play on Zane Lowe's Radio 1 show in July, playing the song twice in a row. He does that all the time now, but back then that wasn't a thing.
I want to scream. One last death, baby.
The third single taken from this album was the wonderful The Captain. Following that, the album Only Revolutions was released in November of 2009. In February 2010, they would win the NME Awards for Best Video for The Captain, and it was nominated for a Mercury in 2010 alongside Foals, Dizzy Rascal, Mumford & Sons, and of course the winners, the XX. What a great year for music that was. The album also features incredible live standouts, Bubbles, Born a Horse, and their most popular record, currently sounds 71 million streams on Spotify, the incredibly emotive Many a Horror. On July 30th, 2012, the band announced on Twitter a newly titled track, Stinging Bell, would be given its official premiere on Zane Lowe's show the following evening.
We're singing for the stinging bell.
It was on that show that it was revealed that the next album would be a double album, and it was named Opposites. In November, they premiered the single Black Chandelier.
But there's a black chandelier.
And then the band would release Opposites in January of 2013. It went straight to number 1 on the album chart, which was the first for the band. And the very next day, it was announced that they were going to be the second headliner at Reading Leeds Festival in 2013. At the time, I was definitely not on board, but after months of convincing myself otherwise, I definitely got on board, and Biffy absolutely smashed that set. Other album standouts include the opening track on the album, Different People, Victory Over the Sun, and the monstrous Biblical. Following this, in June 2004, Simon stated that the band would be having a quiet year next year and disappear, so people didn't get sick of loving Biffy. In the same interview, he stated that they were working on 19 new songs. Nearly 2 years later, the band released the monstrous return record, Wolves of Winter.
We are the wolves of winter.
Announcing that the next album would be titled Ellipsis and would be released in July 2016. The album debuted at number 1 in the UK album chart and featured standout records Animal Style, Howl, and Rearranged. The success of Ellipsis secured a co-headline slot with Fall Out Boy at Reading Leeds in 2016 and their first headline slot at Download Festival in 2017, marking their 6th appearance but their first time headlining on the main stage. In April 2018, Biffy Clyro announced that they would continue working on 2 albums. Their 8th studio album, Optus 8, was a working title, which was released last year in 2020. It's called A Celebration of Endings, as well as a soundtrack album for the film Balance Not Symmetry.
'Cause I can be hopeless. I can be brave.
On February 20th, 2020, the band put out Instant History, which at the time I thought was an interesting choice for a first single. It felt like a little poppy, but I'm not in a Biffy kind of way, like in a dubstep meets rock opera kind of epic. I guess it had that Biffy epicness though, so I'll let it slide.
This is the sound that we make. Can you hear it?
In March 5th, they put out their second single, End Of, which had a way more Biffy feel. March 5th, 2020. How innocent were we all in March 5th to what was just coming around the corner.
I'll tell you right now, I would have fucking died for you.
And in May, put out the record Tiny Indoor Fireworks, which I can see going down really, really well as a bit of a festival anthem.
I'll fire it up and blow it out. I'll build it up and tear it down.
The band released A Celebration of Endings, which is their 8th studio album, in August 2020, during the height of the global pandemic, debuting at number 1 in the album charts. Kerrang gave the album a perfect score, stating that Biffy have delivered an album of relentless invention, substance and style that arrives like a spray of winter on the arid expanse of sadness of simmers. Oh, That's not an easy one to read, is it? Standouts on the album include North of No South, Weird Leisure, and the ballad Space.
Then slowly one by one.
This is the band's 11th time playing Reading and Leeds. First was in 2001 when they opened the Radio 1 evening session stage on the Sunday at Reading, Friday at Leeds, alongside 100 Reasons, Alien Ant Farm and Mercury Rev. Wow, 2001 was strange. Next was in 2002 on the Carling stage, alongside the only other people I know there are like Hell is for Heroes and The Music, but I don't really know them that much. I know The Music were massive at the time, but they only put out like one album. They played again in 2003, this time playing the main stage on perhaps the most 2003 rock lineup in history. Drop Primal Scream from this because they're amazing, but they don't fit into the rest of the lineup. All American Rejects, The Used, Good Charlotte, Sum 41, System of a Down and Metallica. Amazing. Next was in 2005, again on the main stage, again with All American Rejects, playing alongside Roots Maneuver, Razorlight, Kings of Leon and Foo Fighters. Kings of Leon supporting. Mental. Next was in 2007, third from the top of the Radio 1 stage alongside We Are Scientists and The View. The first time I saw them was in 2008, playing on the main stage alongside Get Kate Where Kate Fly, Taking Back Sunday, Dizzy Rascal, Serge Tankian of System of a Down, The Enemy, The Fratellis, Queens of the Stone Age and Rage Against the Machine. What a day that was. I literally remember it so well. They also did a secret set for the live lounge for Radio 1 on the Festival Republic stage in 2008. So I'm counting that as two times in 1 year. Next was in 2010, this time third from top, sharing the stage with A Day to Remember, Billy Talent, Go-Go Bordello, NoFX, Lost Prophets, Awkward, supporting Queens of the Stone Age and headliners Guns N' Roses, who famously turned up an hour late and refused to leave the stage after being cut off. I was watching LCD Sound System at the time because I have a better taste in music than Guns N' Roses. And then in 2013, after 8 performances, take to the main stage to headline the Sunday at Reading, closing out the festival with support from Hadouken, The Editors, Don Brocco, Fall Out Boy, 9 Inch and 9 Inch Nails, who in a tweet on that night, Trent Reznor said, "Should be an unusual show tonight at Reading. A lying promoter and the band following us, whoever the fuck they are, fucked us on our production." Bit sour there, Trent, not gonna lie. Perhaps, you're amazing and very influential, but let's not shit on people let's just not shit on other people. I don't think that does any good, does it? In 2016, they were again returned for the closing slot, this time co-headlining with Fall Out Boy, with support from Coheed and Cambria, Sleeping with Sirens, The Vaccines and ASAP Rocky. And this year, 2021, are back, filling the Queens of the Stone Age slot after they had to cancel due to logistics, sharing the stage with Hot Milk, who's got a WTF episode, you can go and watch that, Russ Millions, Neck Deep, Arizona Zervers, who I still have no idea they are, they're playing the main stage, Youngblood and Machine Gun Kelly, who both of which you can go and check out episodes for. Spoiler, I f***ing hate them. I think Biffy Clyro are amazing. I'm so happy that they're filling in this slot. I know a lot of people were really excited for Queens of the Stone Age. I was too, don't get me wrong, it's f***ing Josh Homme. They're like rock gods. But you know what? COVID's a real thing. I think we're f***ing lucky that we've got a festival at all. What an amazing little fill-in that Biffy have gone, yeah, I'll help you out there, guys. Love that. Absolutely love that. And you know what? Playing a third headline slot, it puts you in a different category. These guys have made album after album after album, and they've only gone better and better and better and better in terms of success. They've worked their arses off to get where they are, and they come across as really nice people. That's what I like as well. So I am really looking forward to seeing some of those records live. When you see them play Living Is a Problem live, like, they're amazing musicians. It's not easy. And Simon's voice is just out of this world. So I'm really excited to see Biffy. I think they're absolutely great, and I am looking forward to hearing what you have to say as well. Let me know your thoughts in the comment section below as always, and I will see you in the next one. Cheers. Bye.